Good morning, brothers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is BMT of the Black Men's Congregation. I know I think we only missed like one Sunday, but we've been busy with a lot of content and we've been out and about doing the work that is that of being a man, staying focused and prioritizing our careers and those things that we need to put first. And I love talking with you brothers. I love getting phone calls. I love going to schools and different functions and actually breaking bread with a lot of y'all. I feel like that allows me to actually have firsthand um, dialogue, and I actually get to see what a lot of men are up to. Shout out to Big Uncle MOT. Um, I sent him out the link. He will join us whenever he gets a chance. But then, okay,
Man,
MOT.
every time I fucking do this shit on this phone, man, it never fucking comes up right. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. We live right now, brother.
All right, that's what's up.
So it's always a good thing when we get to get a hold of you, brothers, and actually get to talk with y'all. Again, as you always know, you can always contact us through our via emails that are in the description below, as well as you can also um, call in on the show. You can ask us questions during the show. That would be 843-749 um 5497. That is during the show. You can call us. We'll have a time period where you can call us, contact us, and actually ask us questions, and pretty much pick our brain. One of the biggest things that has come about to my attention, and I talked with MOT about it. Start learning how to put your career first before the love. I feel like I've seen this happen time and time again. We've seen a lot of men in prominent careers making moves. We've seen young brothers who are about to go off to school, military, trade, and they make the big oops. The story that I would like to bring before you of a chronicles of a brother's life. This brother has been accepted for a full ride to Clemson, and me and his father can never be so proud of him. He's gonna go be an engineer. He's gonna make a lot of great things. He's also good at baseball. But his dad said, Joe, can you talk to them? I said, we didn't even talk to him for. I mean, what can I tell him? He got his whole life ahead of him. Heck, he's even talking about going to the Citadel. I get all that, but he said you know, he might switch schools because his girlfriend can't go to Clemson. So he wants to go be with her. I know MLT. I know MLT. And I'm like, wait, why? Why? You have so much potential ahead of you. Why would you throw that aside? He said, man, like my girl can't be there, man, and that's my baby. And as I stared at him, he had a smile on his face, and I looked around at all his colleagues and everything. Mind you, this brother, he makes A's. He don't get into trouble, but he's willing to throw aside his future career to chase after a woman. So I said, let me bring this before Uncle in the congregation, so that way we can talk about this. So MOT, I pass it over to you, brother.
All right. For this particular situation, there is absolutely no reason for you to have your priorities mixed up. You have to understand that you have to put yourself first. And this guy had a full ride. worth 50,000 real US dollars per year to go to this engineering program in school. Why would you give that up to chase a girl who could be gone in seconds? Trust me, once she's out of that high school bubble, or once she's into that college bubble, dude, this girl could be out of your life instantly. Yeah, she could be out of your life instantly, man. And let's say that you turned down or turned away or picked a lesser school with a far less program than where he was going. You pretty much said that you were willing to put your whole entire life on hold for a girl that is not yours, because none of them are yours. They can walk in and out of your life whenever they want to. And there is no such thing as getting a scholarship back once rescind it, for especially for nonsense reasons like that, because you can rescind it again and again. They'll just give it to somebody else who qualified number wise, because there's like a particular ranking and structure on how they give these things out. If you don't want to be giving up your permanent number, you have a future. You took school seriously. That's why they're paying. That's why they want you to come to their school, because you did everything that you were supposed to do right. So what you don't do is make permanent consequences with temporary women. Like, he still don't even think that this woman is temporary. And he's about to just throw everything away to try to keep her in his life. And that's just not the way things go, man. You don't do something like that. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, she would have an army, and I mean an army of women telling her not to do that on the other side. That's why sometimes men have to bring other men in who are experienced to let them know, like, hey, man, this ain't the right move. It just isn't. And the problem is that in this matriarchy that we have here, a lot of people put having access to a woman on some type of pedestal, like it's some type of premium. And I'm telling you, man, like, dude, you have to do for self first, and then everything else goes after self. You don't put everyone first and then try to please yourself after that. That's crazy. But to be a young kid, they think they got it all figured out, and they don't. And the other messed up part is, at least he does have somebody in his life that truly loves him enough to tell him the truth and to try to get the truth backed up by another person. A lot of these people in this matriarchy let this guy make his mistakes. And this guy's life could be messed up for a lifetime. His life could be on a whole nother trajectory. And a lot of these people just sit there and let them make the mistake. Well, at least he had a father with sense enough to try to get somebody to talk some sense into him. That's all I got, man. I just every time I hear these type of things, you usually hear it, the other way around, to where they've already have made the mistake, and they 2 or 3 years into have made the mistake, and they can't really get their life back, man. So I'm glad that he didn't go that far with it. So
I think one of the biggest things, and brothers, again, at no point are we trying to shame the young brother. This is not what we're here for. But let us be those wise men, those prophets that are trying to heed your warning. You can learn from your forefathers' mistakes, but you got to be willing to listen. Heck, you can learn from watching some women's mistakes that have chased after men and have men chase after them. What we got to realize and say, listen, don't be afraid to tell these young brothers your mistakes. because maybe they can capitalize and say, thank you. I've seen it time and time again. MOT has seen it when he's out there working. Brothers on the phone arguing with a woman saying, listen, I can't come to work. You know, I mean, my girl, she's arguing with me and she need me home. Like, you don't understand? Don't you got responsibilities? Sometimes, brothers, we got to learn how to put that little head in our pants logic aside. It has gotten so many men into a ditch, into a grave. And at what point do we get tired of taking these L's? Heck, we know some men who are grown now. We see them on YouTube. We see them on TV making thousands and millions of dollars in the swiftness of a night, all gone. Because they wanted to chase after the lust between a woman's legs. Now she's making TV shows and books about you, running you and your career through the dirt. And she smiles in your face. Some of y'all be so lusting after these women, y'all want to put a baby up in them, but y'all ain't got no ring with them. They ain't even under your rule of leadership. They owe you nothing, but they will try to take everything. I say this time and time again, a woman can't enter my castle unless she's here to work and do under some type of leadership and servitude. I ain't trying to negotiate. And the woman says, oh, I guess I wouldn't be, you're not meant to be under my leadership. We gotta understand as men, you can't save everybody. And if they ain't willing to pick their own stuff up and get their own stuff together, why would you bother with them? Young brother, you have a full ride. Some men could never dream about that opportunity. You will be able to travel. You're a really good ball player. You have no record. You have a clean slate. And we want you to succeed and go places that some of us cannot go. But the first thing that we don't want you to go to is to the aid of a woman who does not cherish you and say that, you know what, I'm holding you back. You see, you won't hear from a lot of women speaking on, I'm holding my man back. I'm gonna tell you how many women you know that will say that.
Yeah. Later on, I get it all the time. I don't, truly care about hearing it, but yeah, hear it a lot, man. And oh, they messed up. Oh, they did X, Y, Z. You have to understand, man. No, people just moved on, man. And he doesn't realize how quickly this person can move on without him. He doesn't understand that yet, for some reason. This woman can go to that college. She can meet a dude that night, and he could be out the picture. While he didn't turn down the scholarship because he don't understand that putting yourself first is a consistent thing. It isn't something that you just turn on and off. It's very consistent. You have to consistently put yourself first. You have to consistently put yourself above all this stuff. I mean, you have to be a radical for your own cause, man. And one thing you're not going to do is put temporary people in your path that's going to slow you down or even stop you. Because he's putting her presence over his future. That's exactly what he's doing. It really doesn't sound that way, but to him, but this is exactly what he's doing. And this is something that is a life lesson that need to be taught to these dudes, man. because there's really no reason. He doesn't understand how temporary this woman is. How many people who even stay married at that point? There's a lot of people who it does work out for, but there's a great majority of people who it doesn't work out for. That actual scholarship, if he does his work and if he does what he's supposed to do, that's a guaranteed hit for him. Guaranteed. But the woman who he's trying to keep in his wife, that's not so guaranteed, man, as that scholarship. Scholarship is because of your work. That relationship is because of her wanting to stay there. And once she realizes she has all these quote unquote new options, she's gonna be out of that, man. And you're just gonna be sitting there kicking yourself like, man, why did I give up all that? Because yes, you gave it all up because you didn't know what was valuable in life, man. This is just one of those life lessons, and it probably gonna hurt him a lot. But you have to understand, man. You're gonna be taking some losses to make big gains, man. It starts with losses sometimes. Sometimes he has to lose this because this thing is not long term. I just hope he does the right thing. But at the end of the day, he's gonna do what he wants. I just hope he does what he needs to do instead of following his quote unquote heart for a girl who could possibly not even be there for him. And he's the one with the future prospects, not her. There's nothing wrong with going to community college and all that kind of stuff, but you got to realize somebody got a full ride. You got to follow that guy. And following him starts today, starts now. If you capitulate on this, then there's no end to your capitulation on no matter what the topic is. If she could talk you out of giving up your scholarship just to be with and around her, knowing that you can see her on the weekend or any of this stuff, dude, you're already coming through the gate. Compromise. Because if you'll compromise something this big in your life, dude, she got you. And you're pretty much setting yourself up to be, ran through the ringer, man. I just don't want y'all as men out there to be going through these type of things. There's just really no reason for it. Yeah, I got cousins and stuff, going to Louisville and UK. They go through the same stuff, trying to hold on to that flame that you had during high school. Like, hey, man, go live your life. If she gonna be there with you, she gonna find a way to make it work. Sometimes y'all need that time apart to make things better. But what you're not gonna do is give up your entire life so this person could possibly go off and do whatever they want to because you're risking everything. She's risking nothing. She can even decide not to even go to that community college after a semester. That's what I'm saying. A lot of things can happen. But you got to be able to consistently put yourself first so that way it doesn't matter what she does. The decisions that you are making are for you. And you don't give a damn about what's going on in the other room or anything else, man. You got to be able to put yourself first consistently. Because who knows? He probably meet an even better woman where he's going, which is the case. Why would you want to drag somebody up to your level when you can be having somebody who's on your level where you're going? And a lot of people are afraid to do that for some reason. I'm not sure why. That's the way it is sometimes, man. Every time I hear this, man, because there's a lot of guys who take that other option, right?
Yeah.
Take
Sadly,
the
there
other
is.
option. Yep. They go behind their dad's back. They think they're at the school. The next thing you know, he comes on late a little early. Oh, I thought you was at the other college. Like, no, I decided this. This is my life. I could do what I want. That type of nonsense. You know. But at the end of the day, it's still gonna be up to him what he wants to do.
We listen, man. At the end of the day, it's gonna be up to you. But let me paint you this scenario. Let's say you don't go. Let's say now you chasing after her to the next school. Okay. Now, while you at that school, yeah, you going to school, you go to classes, but she ain't gonna be taking all the classes you take because you in engineering. So that means you gotta take more math, you gotta take more sciences, you gotta go take you gotta take more higher tier classes
Yeah, man. Them 300 level classes are dope.
now. So you really ain't gonna have that much time. But her, she's taking up, and and no disrespect to her, she's taking up child care development.
Jesus Christ.
So she's taking up child care development.
It's a job you're not gonna be able to make $45,000 a year unless you're an administrator. You're gonna be working for $15 to $16 an hour until then. She can
And
do
what
that without a degree.
and what he we understand that. Let's continue on. I'm just laying out the blueprint where I hear a lot of these young brothers go into. Now, she's gonna be a child care development, and she's gonna have a lot of free time. A lot.
A lot.
Now, I saw your little mama. She's quite a looker. You don't have free time. She does. So other guys who will have more free time than you will have more free time to give her the attention that she needs. Now, two things are going to happen, brother. You're going to start slacking in your work because you want to give her that attention she needs. So, guess what you're taking away from yourself when you should be focusing on you, getting you together, being able to provide for you to make sure that you have. You're focused on a woman that is in the need of attention. Mind you, she did not, this is no slap towards community college, but you had to force her to go to college. See, that's a big flag there. If you have to force somebody to do better for themselves, you're already starting out in the negative. Because what's that telling me for a lot of you young brothers? She don't have the drive you have, but you're trying to put them to where you're at, but you're already still trying to keep yourself afloat. But mind you, for a lot of young brothers, I understand when you get outside of the gate, it's a sprint. It's a sprint. You're trying to take the lead before you hit that first bend. So you trying to pull her along while you trying to get ahead. It's not getting any cheaper out here, brothers. It's not getting any easier. It's actually a little bit more trickier and harder to get these grants and these loans, let alone to have somebody look at you. So let's say y'all two staying together. Y'all start having arguments and stuff, whatever. I don't want to paint worst case scenario. Let's say y'all madly in love. Jack, I want a baby. We hear time and time again, but we gotta understand or your path you're taking. It ain't no short term. It ain't no short term 4 years. Not to be what you're about to be. You think that person is going to want to wait that long while you're getting yourself together? Yeah, like MOT said, it's a slim chance. Sometimes they do, but you already have your school paid off. But you got to throw away your full ride to go have to work to go get yourself through some type of schooling. Let alone, God forbid, y'all have a child ahead of time. And you see, this is what has hurt a lot of young men and families. You're having a child when you're not even mentally and physically ready. you're in a shaky relationship, because honestly, let's be for real. If she cared about you, she would tell you to go. That's just being for real. There's no other way to sugar. There's no sugarcoating. If I want to see this person succeed, I would tell them to go. Listen, I can see you on the weekend. I can see you on the holidays, but you don't have to come at them. Oh, well, we need to be at the same school. Me saying you worry about me being at the same school with you says that you're worried that I am a potential. I have a potential chance to rise up to greater things. And a lot of us need to understand that, because we need to understand, brothers. We're seeing a lot of young men throw aside careers for basketball, baseball, military, to stay in a hometown just to appease a woman, just to stay with the in crowd, just to be that latest hot. And I can tell you right now, it doesn't always work out in your favor. I had to learn the hard way, busting dishes, sleeping in the car, getting in a fight with people I shouldn't be getting in a fight with, having on and off relationships. Oh, I agree with you what you're saying, Anti. Then you end up being depressed, and then you say, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. Please, brother, please. I'm asking you, learn to put yourself first. Put your career first. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. If honestly she's serious, then she'll let her finish her job or her career, whatever she's trying to get, and she go to work. So that way, by the time you finish what you got, you can say, you know, babe, I got some money put aside. I can rent you out a building, and you can do your daycare here. If we're making a 8 to 10 year game plan. See, that would be her being a help to you. But you don't have to have no baby, or you don't have to follow no woman just to have some type of validation. That's foolishness. A lot of us men, we need to understand. You don't have to follow behind no woman for validation. But I'd rather y'all chase and follow behind y'all dream. Put yourself where you need to be first. If she get mad at you for you chasing after your dream, that's not the woman that you want. Last time I checked, Abraham didn't follow Sarah. Sarah followed after Abraham. Abraham said, "When I get to where I'm getting, then that's when we'll know we're there." Moses' wife didn't. She didn't lead. He led. I'm tired of seeing men let the woman take the lead of their life. Then they wonder why they're in the ditch. Why they're in some type of situation. How did I get here? Why? Because you let somebody else lead your life that had no type of positioning at all. I'd like to thank you, brothers, for coming here today, sitting down with me and MOT. I'd like to thank y'all for being able to talk with us and pretty much just be able to break some bread. We thank you for everything that you've done, for joining us, and we'd like to thank y'all for coming and joining us at the congregation. We'll open up the call lines. You can call in 843-749-8255. 5497. You can call in. You can talk with me and MOT. That number again, if you want to call in and talk with us on the show, you can ask us a question. We will greatly appreciate it. It is fine. Oh, let me make sure I got the phone on. We greatly do appreciate it. You can call us, ask us any question. Again, that number is 843-749-5497. As a question to one of the brothers, he asked a question about the stuff that we're talking about. Yes, me and MOT do off-scene counseling and talks with other people. We do not reveal anybody's name out of privacy, but also we do also bring up situations that are correspond to their story and their life, so that way they themselves can hear the pre-recorded audio or the live stream, and that way they can get some type of judgment where they can understand. We have a caller calling in. Let's break some bread and actually see what this caller has to say. Hey, what's going on, caller? You calling into the Black Men's Congregation? Speak your mind and be at peace, brother. I thought I wanted to stand and just have a few words about what you're talking about. Right. Right. So the story that you're telling, I was just trying to get clarification in the inbox, and I think you gave clarification that it was pretty much based on counseling that you and MOT have been going over with actual people, but you were kind of bringing it on and kind of protecting your identity. Right. Did I get that correct? Correct. Gotcha. But yeah, that's just it's just a crazy thing, and I think a lot of us have been through it. Even I've been through a situation where a girl wanted to hold me back, and it's so hard to have that foresight, see into the future, and to see your life prospect. You know, when you're 17, 16 years old. But I think the most crucial thing that needs to be done is we need to, like you and MOT are doing, providing counsel and providing advice, because there's just not enough older black men, not enough black men who can be mentors to these kids. Now, I know there's a little bit of a problem with that, because you're mentoring the kids, mothers who didn't want good black men, and now we have to kind of come behind them and clean up the trash. But at the same time, when the kids are succeeding, you certainly don't want to see them fall off. Right. And that happens time and time again, brother. Whereas I was just happy that this the young man's father had called me in to speak with him. Again, we time to time we see these prominent brothers who have a chance to make a difference and do something great in their life, but they get caught up with that the streets or chasing some tail, and it takes away from them and their time and things that they could be doing with their life. And if we can reach out to these brothers and say, listen, man, there will be plenty of them, but there's only one of you. If you focus on you, where do you think you will be tomorrow? And if we can get more young brothers to understand that, the things that these brothers would accomplish. So hopefully we'll be able to do more and accomplish more. And I'm hoping, I challenge a lot of older brothers, listen, don't be afraid to tell these younger brothers, listen, I messed up. Like you said, hey, I made a mistake with a young female like this. We got to stop being afraid to tell the younger brothers that, yo, I made some setbacks. Don't be like me. Be better than me. My father had no problem saying, listen, I was not ready to have kids. Did it hurt? Yes. But was there a lesson involved in that? Yes. Because he was saying, I was not ready. I made mistakes. Had I take my time, actually, when I got out of the military, go get my welding license properly, I wouldn't have to struggle with 3 kids. It's not, if it wasn't easy for a black man back then, it surely ain't easy now. And I mean, could easily have destroyed my entire life. But right. I was able to evade the situation. And, right now I'm in my early 30s. And when I look at her now, like I've seen her, I've heard stories about the particular female. And when I hear and see some of the things that I know now, I mean, I'm glad that I took those steps early on to evade the situation and explore my options a little bit more. And that's the main part. You see, because these black boys don't know that they have options. They don't understand the power of it. Right. They don't. We don't get them to understand that having options it's the most powerful tool that you can have, and you can make as many females that you want available to you. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Okay. Yep. So we're gonna let you. We're gonna go ahead, brother. Oh, go ahead. No. Oh no. We're gonna let you finish up, and that way we're gonna let anybody else call in. We're encouraging more of you brothers to please keep on calling in. I'm going to start bringing the call line over to MOT's channel. Also, we want you brothers to call in and dialogue with us. Again, brothers, we want y'all to call in, break bread with us. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear your experiences of success, as well as sometimes when you're dealing with frustration, so that way we can capitalize. And this is not nothing that we're pushing away, but we want to better ourselves as men. We want to be better men among men. This is why we have the congregation where we can talk and break bread. We thank you, brothers, for coming in and joining us today. We'll be seeing you, brothers, later on. The MOT might have a show. I have to do one later on about the harsh rules of survival in Mama's house. So I thank you guys for everything, and we want y'all to have a good day. Stay positive, stay well informed. Peace. Have a good day.